Do you feel as a woman, right? You're now a professional, you're working, you're trying to get that coin, right? You're trying to survive in this society.
Yeah.
Do you feel the fact that you're a woman, not only that, but you're a black woman, not only that, but you're a Muslim woman,
Yeah.
do you feel that certain doors are closed for you? Or not as open as it would be for other women?
I don't know if certain doors are closed because I think I don't give the look. You know what I mean? Like, I don't wear the hijab. So, but I feel at times, like, if I'm in the office and people are kind of saying stupid stuff, right?
Like what?
Like, if, an example, we're insuring someone and his last name is, like, Muhammad. And, you know, something, they'll make smirky, stupid, they can make smirky, stupid comments. Or one girl, I think, in my workplace or another workplace, said something in rhetoric to, like, oh, he's going to drop a bomb if we don't finish. And I feel like I don't display the look, so can I really say something? Can I get offended? Do I keep quiet? Like, I'm outnumbered. I need a job.
Yeah.
I got habits. I got kids. Like, I got habits.
I literally didn't even get that.
You know?
Before the children, she has habits.
I have habits. I like to shop, and I like to brush my teeth, you know? Like, so it's like, do I say anything or do I keep quiet?
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel guilty for keeping my head down and not kind of standing up for my deen. But at the same time, it's like, what I say, shut the hell up, and they'll be like, what's wrong with you, Iman?
Yeah.
It's like, IMAN, bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm a proud Muslim. Like,
Yeah.
But then I'm like late every day, so I really can't speak up. Right? They're gonna pull that, you know.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Yeah.
Your hour-ass lunches.
Yeah, so Zainab, she says she doesn't wear the hijab, but you wear the hijab, right? And same question goes along with you. You have the look. When she said, I don't have the look, you have the look in the sense of you wear the hijab.
Yeah.
Do you feel that, certain doors are closed, or do you deal with the same things that she's dealing with?
Yeah. No. I think what it is like because they probably don't think you're Muslim. Do they know?
They don't even know what a Muslim. To them, Muslims are like Arabs, like. You know what I mean? That look of Middle Eastern, you know what I mean?
Do you get a lot of people, but sorry.
A lot of people don't, this is actually a good point. A lot of people don't think about, like, when they're talking about, like, the experience or the oppression of Muslim folks, they don't think of the fact that Muslims can be black, like, that we are Muslim.
Do you get that a lot, by the way? Like, non-hijab, like, I understand you wear a hijab, Zainab, but for the non-hijabs, including myself, do you feel that you get that? Like, oh, you're Muslim? I didn't, you don't look Muslim. Do you get that a lot?
No. I think, like, for me, like, growing up, like,
I get other things
like in middle school or in elementary school, people always thought I was, like,
Sri Lankan,
Pakistani or
Tamil.
Sri Lankan or Indian or some sort of other race, where a lot of, like, those communities are Muslim communities.
Right.
And, especially in middle school and high school when you're fasting, growing up in, like, schools where it was predominantly black or predominantly Asian.
Yeah.
Like, you were just either like Pakistani or black.
That's
what
it.
I mean? And then, like, I think there was other type of issues dealing with that, like more like people didn't consider me black, but would consider me Muslim because they thought I was Pakistani.
Got it.
You know?
Got it, yeah.
Even though I don't look Pakistani, it's their own ignorance on that, you know?
Tamil tiger.
Yeah.
That was pretty common too.
Yeah.
Tamil tiger, yeah.
What about you, Zainab? So, same question.
Well, yeah, like, I think that, I think there's a lot of doors that are closed. I think also, like, wearing the hijab as well, it gives me, like, it portrays, like, this lack of, like, I have certain things that I'm unable to do, like, off jump because I'm wearing it.
Okay. Like what? Skydiving.
Being smart, I think, is one. Like, being educated. That kind of sounds pretentious, but, like, actually having, like, an intellectual opinion about something, being funny, speaking, and, like, that transcends to, like, different demographics as well, because, like, I work with like the homeless population and people with addictions and mental health, and even them with their, like, things that they're going through,
right?
And, like, I'll crack a joke and they'll be like, oh, I didn't know people like you could like crack a joke. And I'm like, yeah, it's possible, it's crazy, but like, this doesn't block any, like, brain activity or brain like exercises or whatever.
Suffocating.
Like, I don't know, but, like, I think also for interviews as well, they think that they need to give me special accommodations.
Like what?
I don't know. Like, they'll ask, like, okay, well, like, would you need any extra breaks to pray or whatever? And it's like this.
Do you
really,
need halal?
Yeah, like this
halal?
off-stepping thing. And I also found that, like, working in, like, the area that I work in, like social services, I get a lot of organizations that ask me, like, how do you feel about working with trans or LGBTQ people? Because apparently, like, Islam is violent towards
Right.
or whatever, or they've had experience with that, and then they automatically will ask me that question.
Right.
And I realize it's not a normal question to ask in interviews,
Okay.
but I get it all the time.
Yeah.
So
if you were, again, like a white, non-hijab wearing woman, maybe she wouldn't get that question.
no, she definitely wouldn't get that
Okay.
question.
Got it.
Like, hands down.
Yeah.
So.
It'll with an E. How do you fight this, constant battle of back and forth? Do you get it at work?
Right now I'm not working.
Okay.
I am not.
Why are y'all laughing at her? What? No, what you
Say that. You're in school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a student.
Okay.
So
Yeah. She just went with it.
No, like,
Talk about a past
like,
job reference.
like before when I did work, for sure, I did feel like I just feel like right now when you just said that, like with the special accommodations or whatever, like that's something I never really experienced. Like, during Ramadan or whatnot, when you want to go pray or take a break and stuff, like they were just so oblivious to it, and like I've had really bad experiences with that. Even working in retail when I was younger, like, I'm fasting and then I want to go pray, and then my manager one day like took me to a dusty change room to go pray, and that was like a really big problem. And I'm like, even though you live in Toronto and stuff, you would think that people would be a little bit more educated or a little bit more inclusive or aware of other religions or cultures.
Right.
But that's not the case. Even like before too, I used to work at another place too, and like the whole team was Muslim, and the manager gets like pepperoni pizza and was like, congrats team, like eat up. And you're like,
I can't even.
and I don't eat that.
Yeah.
My favorite is like when you're like, like we're getting you like a pepperoni. We're going to order like at work. We're going to order in today, guys. Like my boss is going to buy us lunch. I'm like, awesome. We ordered pizza. Okay. And I'm like, did you get toppings? Yeah, we got pepperoni. And I'm like, oh, I don't eat pork. It's okay. We got ham.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't
It's
know.
like, do you know where, like, I don't want to call, because, stuff on the internet travels, but just like,
Of course.
that's from the same animal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm left there eating my, my pasta, and they're just all chowing down on pizza for a job well done. Where's my job well done?
Of course, no.
Well,
Well,
well done.
you would have to. You would think that they would accommodate a vegan the same, right? Like if a vegan
Yeah.
says, "Hey, I'm vegan," then
Oh, when you're vegan, you're cool.
Right.
When you're Muslim, like, oh, the fact that you can't get pepperoni, but we all want a sausage. Like,
Yeah.
sausage your mom.
or
bro.
take off the pepperoni. Have you ever gotten that?
Yeah,
like,
no,
just take the pepperoni off, and then you have to explain that, like, no,
Grease, yeah.
I'm not. I can't
like-
take
There's
the
a lot
pepperoni
of
off.
things in life that I turn a blind eye to, but I don't eat pork.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't
One
open up
thing I
that
don't
book
do.
for me. Yeah. Huda, what about you?
Don't anymore.
Do you
Don't.
experience
I'll fight you.
these types of I guess issues within your everyday life or even past workplaces? And my next question is, do you? Well, actually, no. Answer that, and I'll ask you the next one.
I don't know. This conversation about pepperoni is like giving me like flashbacks.
Did you have a situation like that?
I think every Muslim has. Like, I remember like during pizza days in elementary school. Like, I actually didn't know. I shouldn't say this out loud. Actually, never mind.
Yeah.
But we all know.
I'm gonna be honest. When I was
but-
younger, I think like I remember I was in kindergarten and like I had a pepperoni.
No, but I like to smell
That's
bacon.
actually how I found out
I
that I was
really
Muslim.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
My mom,
That-
I came home
that
and
was
my
so
mom was
smell
like,
bacon.
"Did you?" I was like,
No, I had, but once because Summer was in school one day, she came home. I don't give her. They have these slips I bring home for like pizza day and hot dog day and stuff. I don't give it to her. I don't allow it because things slip. So she comes home one day and she goes, "Mama," I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Pepperoni is delicious." I said,
Yes.
I said, "What do you mean pepperoni's delicious?" She's like, "Oh, I was still hungry after my lunch, and my teacher, because it was pizza day, gave me a slice." I said, "Okay, what did she give me a slice of?" She said, "Pepperoni pizza. It was delicious."
Oh.
And I'm like, God damn, what I do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Summer, we don't eat pork because we're Muslim. She's like, okay, we don't eat pork, we don't celebrate Christmas. Okay, I get it. She just walks away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. Like,
the thing that's always like that's the thing that's like important about this conversation though is that we live in a society that like embraces itself for being multicultural. Like we have a diverse population, but
Right.
this is how we live within the society where it's like we have to constantly be reminded that we're other because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Like you're being reminded that you're weird for not eating pepperoni pizza
Yeah.
because it's a standard, or that you don't celebrate
Yeah.
Christmas.
So
you're
going-
constantly othered.
So have